Hello, I am Karen Locke Culp. I am an expert in child development. I'm a podcaster, I'm a parent coach, and the podcast that I have is called We Turned Out Okay, and it's to help parents of young children worry less, enjoy more, have fun in family time, change child's behavior from bad to good. Lots of good things that parents struggle with, like a lot. And I also, as I said, I'm a parent coach. I have a parent coaching community, and one of our members has a very, very big decision to make. And I have been helping her all along. And today I'm taking this out so that I can share my method for making big decisions, basically. And I want to really help you if you are a parent and you have a big decision to make, like this particular mom. So the story here is that one of our NPC members, it's called the Ninja Parenting Community, and one of our NPC members recently sent her son to a school where he's 4 years old, and they have a requirement that the child must be potty trained. And it turns out that her little boy isn't as potty trained as they need, and so he's been having accidents. And recently she was informed just the other day that he's got one more accident and he is out. And she reports that she has been crying all the time. This is a huge problem for her. She's got to decide, what does she do if the boy gets kicked out of school, if he can't be in school anymore? Does she return him to the daycare that he used to go to that he didn't like, that adds an extra hour into the commute every day? The commute is already too long. She feels like that's her only option, is either that or to take time off from her job a week or two and potty train him, work on potty training him. And she is just panicked, as I think we all might be in that situation. It's pretty scary to it turns out that they've paid up front for this entire year. So we haven't even talked about what that means yet, right? But there's a lot of factors that go into this decision. She references feeling selfish because she doesn't want to add that extra half hour back into her commute each way. And then, thinking also, like, he doesn't even like it there. So to have him go to this other place that he doesn't like because he can't stay at the new place that he does like, just because he's not potty trained yet, he's not developmentally ready for potty training yet, it's just, she's got a huge decision to make, and she's been thinking, like, what do I even do? I mean, like, what are my choices here? It's a really, really scary situation. So I've made videos in the forums already. We've talked back and forth in the forums, but my friend, if you're watching this, I just want to give you an extra huge hug. And just tell you how proud I am of the way that you are handling this, because you're a trooper, and I'm really, really pleased and impressed with what you are doing to try and make this decision for your family, and for yourselves. So I wanted to share, I've got 3 steps in making big decisions that I think can be helpful to you if you are this particular member, or if you are somebody else watching this video and you've got a similar situation, or you've got another big, big decision to make in your parenting life. And the first of these 3 steps is, number 1, don't panic. That is always the first step, right? Take a deep breath. Try and think big picture if you can. As part of Don't Panic, what I always try to do is remember what I'm grateful for. There is so much to be grateful for in this situation. This boy is healthy. His brother is healthy. The family is healthy. They are, this is a big decision to make. It's a big issue in their lives right now, but it is not the end of the world. It is not life-threatening. It is not, it could be so much worse. And not that we want to think on it that way, but just to think, like, okay, got to take a deep breath and realize that somehow we will resolve this, and it's okay. What's most important is that we are here and we are together and we are a family. Everything else will work out, but that's the most important thing. So don't panic, number 1. Number 2, I love this one. It might be my favorite of the 3. Ask for advice, ask for input, ask for this from your trusted support community, like the people that you trust most. So this mom, I'm sure she's discussing it with her husband, but she also came to us in the Ninja parenting community, which means so much to me. That we're part of that support community. So I'm really pleased that we could do that. But if you don't have this kind of support community, but instead you have, maybe you've got siblings, maybe you've got a mom's group or a play group or something like that. Maybe you've got a teacher that you can consult with. In fact, one of the things that this mom did was she spoke to the teacher, and she and the teacher are like on the same page about this. The teacher loves her son and doesn't want, she's also dreading like having to report a third accident, and just how stressful that is. Like the teacher also loves this child and the family, and she seems to really understand what a tough situation this is in, and she's got a lot of sympathy, a lot of empathy, and that makes such a big difference. So think to yourself, who is my support system? Is it the teacher? Is it my husband or my wife? Is it siblings? Is it a play group? Is it a paid community where you can get lots of good questions answered? Like, go to those people and just get lots of input and see what ideas people have. I've got two things to add to this one. First of all, I would not ask toxic people. So if you are, I don't know, if you have a parent of yours who you feel like, they're going to be upset if you didn't ask them, but you don't want to ask them because it doesn't feel right for you, don't ask them. Like, that is not your problem right now, is to solve this problem. You don't have to bring in people that you don't necessarily think will support you in the way that you want to be supported. It's entirely up to you who you speak to about this, right? So that's the first caveat. The second one is, remember to ask the child involved if it's appropriate, if you can. So this mom, I asked her to consider, could she speak to her son? Could she say, like, what do you want to do about this? Your choices right now, it looks like to me, are you either figure out the potty training, which I can help you do, or you have to go back to this old daycare that you didn't like. They call it the little daycare, I think, because he's a boy, right? So they got the little daycare, which was from when he was small, and now this is the big daycare, is what they're calling the new school. So I love that. I just think it's a good way of separating it. So she's getting input from her child, right? The tough thing here is that her child, all he could verbalize, and I'm so glad he did this, was that going potty frightens him. He's scared. So what's he scared of? That's another question, I guess. Is he scared of falling in? Is he scared of the noise? We had a boy, one of our sons growing up, he hated the smell. Like, he couldn't stand going potty because of the smell. And he's 14. He's been going potty for a very long time, but that was a huge issue when he was small. And so I'm full of sympathy here. So asking for advice, the first two steps: don't panic. Number one, take a deep breath. Remember what's important. That's step one. Step two is ask for advice, ask for input from the people that you trust most to help you. And don't ask toxic people, whoever they may be, however closely related to you they may be. I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is like, you're, feeling like they don't have anyone to ask. There are people in the Ninja parenting community like this who feel like they can't go to their parent or other close family members because they're going to get something that doesn't feel good. I think of that as toxic, and you don't need it. So that's step two. Ask the people that you get support from for some ideas and some advice, including, if it's appropriate, ask the child in question. And then step three is, it's a bigger step. So it's something to get your mind around, but don't think in either or terms. So this mom basically had two thoughts, right? Either he goes back to the old school that he doesn't like, or I take 2 weeks off and potty train him. And my feeling was, I think those are two, certainly two options, right? But they're not the only two options. And when we think in either or terms, it's very easy to make a decision that doesn't work out in the long run. So can we instead pull back, to 20,000 feet and think, okay, what other options are there here? And so I think I came up with, I don't know, 5 other options maybe. And then this member started coming up with options for herself. And she ended up, because she didn't panic, because she asked for advice, got as much information about this as she could. She talked to the teacher, she talked to me, she talked to her son. And because she didn't think in either or terms, she was able to take all that information in thoroughly and make a decision that works for her. And it looks like the decision that she's thinking on now is she's going to see if she can't find some alternative childcare for her son. It turns out they have a very flexible, between she and her husband, they've got a very flexible work schedule. So he may only need care 2 days a week. And in the other days, he can be either with mom or dad. Very appropriate for a young child like this. It doesn't have to be in school. There's no worries about that. And also, maybe I would ask you to consider, if you're watching, does your son have the option of going back to this school that he loves once he's figured this out? And he will figure it out, I promise. You just gotta, see him through it, help him through it. And I'm here to help you do that as well. So that's my 3 ideas, my 3 steps for making a big decision. Don't panic, which also includes taking a deep breath and taking into account what's most important, like thinking like what's most important here. So that's step 1, don't panic. Step 2, ask for advice or input from those around you, excluding toxic people and including, if appropriate, the child. And step 3 is expand your thinking beyond either or, because there's always going to be options that you haven't seen if you're only thinking in either or terms. So I really, really hope that helps. If you need more help, please, and you're not already a member, join our Ninja Parenting community. You can go to weturnedoutok.com/join-NPC and read more about it and decide if it's right for you. I think it really could be just like with this mom. If you are struggling with something big and you need help figuring it out, let us be that help. Let me be that help. I'm an expert in child development, in human relations, in human development and family relations. That's what my undergrad degree is. And my master's degree is in early childhood education. So I am a bona fide expert in this. And I also worked for almost a decade with young children and with their parents. So before I even started this community. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and tune in. I'm trying to do one of these. Well, I am doing one of these every single week. Every Thursday, there will be a new YouTube video that has something to do with parenting, some aspect of parenting, and I want you to get the benefit of that. All right, so cheers, and we will see you next week. Hope this helped. Bye. Oh, I forgot to say, if you got something out of this video, please click the like button below, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updates every time something new comes up. All right, now I can stop. I can hit stop and say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.